Hi everybody, I am back with another video. In this video, I'm doing a review on the movie Blackbird that I saw on Netflix tonight. Well, this afternoon I've been watching it. And what I got from it, um, at first I said it was crazy. There's a lot of craziness going on. But there's a part in the movie I realized I didn't really understand it at first. It's this thing that people are seeing, and it's this thing that people are seeing, and it's making them kill themselves. Other people just take off running. Cars are blowing up. Why cars are blowing up is beyond me. But the thing is, the fact that when you, I say whatever this, I guess phenomenal is, the people that are institutionalized, those who are what society calls mentally ill, or just about everything is considered a mental illness today. Autism, what they call eccentric people, ADD, just every name you can think of that they give people. Apparently, those type people aren't affected when seeing the phenomenon. And in fact, those who are in the mental institution, because one guy came in and he came in and he um one of the strong guy knew something was about him. But this lady, I guess for her soft heart, she let him in because the strongest lady that lived at the end with the two kids, she let her in. Well, the black guy let her in because the lady lived at the end with the two kids, she she had the gun, she had the shotgun. She took the shotgun from the strong guy, and she was gonna shoot the girl, but they let her in, and they didn't realize she was pregnant, and she ended up raising her little boy. But she let her in, but she was just a soft-hearted person. So so they weren't letting anybody else in. So, cause the other guy that came in, talking about, please let me in, please let me in, this and this and that. So they had a sense that he wasn't right either. So did they let him in? Well, somebody opened the door and he started to come in. The three birds in the cage went crazy. And once the birds in the cage went crazy, then I realized, okay, there's something about the guy that's trying to come in. And the birds, it's the one that sense who is not who I guess the phenomena doesn't affect, and warn those who can see. And so that was the first instant where I realized the birds, that's why those birds is there, those three birds in the cage, because when they let the guy from the mental institution in, when they let the guy from the mental institution in, the birds weren't, for some reason the birds didn't go crazy. But he took the birds and put the birds in the freezer. And the guy that they knocked out, to keep from bringing him in, letting him come in. They locked him outside of the house, and he saw what was and he was to let them know they made a mistake. So 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 one of the other guys came in. He came in and he saw, so he realized something was wrong. So he went and took the birds out of the freezer and saved the birds because he knew those birds would warn people who wasn't affected by the phenomenon. And the thing is, those who aren't affected by the phenomenon, which apparently are all the mentally ill, whatever people that's in the mental institution and whatever, especially because the mental institution, because all the mental institution was opened up and they were just let out. And they just, I guess they just roam freely and live their life or whatever. But I don't know if they were, I don't know if the phenomenon affects them. The thing is, they keep saying, we all should see. He said, it's a beautiful sight. So to them, it's a very beautiful sight to them. But normal people, who I'm assuming are sleep people, those who are asleep, the sight is not so beautiful. What the sight does, what seeing it does is make them kill themselves. Like the lady, she opened the door to help the lady that lived in the inn. She opened the door to help her. And when she fell on the lady, I don't know how the lady saved that baby, but she fell on her stomach twice. I don't even know how that even happens. But she comes out to help her. But as she comes out, she helps the lady get in. And then the sight that everybody is running from, I think it's this dark shadow, I don't know what it is. But it's like some shadow when the guy that was sitting in the chair watching the laptop. It was a shadow that came forth. So whatever that is, he so it affected the lady. So the lady just stared at it, and their countenance completely changes. And she goes and the lady just walks over. Now cars is ablazing, and she just walked over to the burning car, stepped in the car, and sat in the seat as if normal people just get into a regular car and sit down. And she sat in a burning car and sat down, and then the whole car blew up. So apparently, seeing this phenomenon makes certain people kill themselves, and others it's a beautiful sight. So I don't. I want to thank the people that aren't affected or who see it as a beautiful sight are woke people. They're woke. And the people who are not woke, just living life, going through the tragedies of life, it causes, like the lady says, the one that lived at the end. I don't know nobody's name. I was just watching the movie. But the lady says her sister was driving. They were trying to get away because at first this phenomenon was in Russia and another country, and it hadn't gotten to America yet. Then out of nowhere, it came to America. She goes to the doctor, checks on to see the baby's okay, and she comes out. Everything is crazy. Cars are running into each other. People driving like maniacs. People running around, cars blowing up. So she said it's happening because first of all, when she was in the doctor office, the lady, it was a young girl in the doctor office that she was leaving, and the girl was hitting her head on the glass. And then she hit her head on this glass and cracked the glass. And she turns around and looks at the lady. And and she kept hitting her glass, and she took off running and told her sister, it's here. It's here. So her sister was like, well, and then she see the cars crashing and all that. So she trying to get away. And all of a sudden, cars are here and there. I mean, it's like cars are missing each other. Reminds me of when me and my husband driving to a doctor's appointment the other day, and it wasn't a doctor's appointment. He was taking me back to the doctor where I forgot to give him my insurance card to get a copy. And we was on our way back there, and I just see I'm on my phone, and then I see this car just goes by. I mean, cut off another. I didn't see it. My husband said when I saw it, it had cut us off. But he said the car cut the other car off. Then it came straight on across a busy highway now, very busy. You know, where there's a Walmart and an Arby's and a Lowe's and a Verizon store, all these car dealers. So now you know that's a lot of traffic. So now while we was on this road, he cuts the first car off. This is then he comes and cut us off. By the time I saw it, the car was like looks like an inch from the car. And it just went right on by. My husband missed the car. And I'm like, I ain't know where he missed that car, but the car was like close. So I took, I mean, it's like a car that's right in front of you, and the car just going right on by. My husband ain't slow up. He just kept on driving at his, he wasn't speeding anyway because of it, because we coming up to a light. He didn't slow down nothing. This car just come straight on across and just cut him off. And now he didn't hit the car. And that's the scene in the movie that I saw. It's what we experienced. Where all of these cars are cutting each other off and just driving whatever, and nobody is hitting anybody. Cars coming out everywhere, just cutting each other off, and that's the same sense that we experienced. So with with all of that, well, I guess to say I digress because I went back, but so we're sitting there watching all of this happen. And then all of a sudden her sister looks and saw whatever, and then she realized she saw, so her sister gets out of the car. She said her sister is never depressed. She is happy all the time. She is happy. She has never been depressed. And maybe years ago or something, some years ago, she might have been depressed for a little while, and she got past that, and she has never been depressed. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, she sees this phenomenon, and all of a sudden, her confidence on her face changes. She becomes depressed, and she gets out of the car. She walks into the highway, and she sees this big truck, and she stands. She walks in front of the big truck, and then she turns around and looks at her sister with that blank stare in her eye, because you can kind of tell because they got that stare. And the truck hit her. So I guess whatever's in your past you hadn't dealt with, just it comes up, and these people just kill themselves. So she finally gets away, and she's running and finding this house of people and banging on the door, and then the lady, when I tell you, the lady came out and helped her, and then she ends up seeing what the phenomenon is, and she gets into the burning car, not a little a burning car, a car that is engulfed, and just get into it and sit down. Kind of remind me that the way that in the Bible, the three Hebrew brothers, they just walked into the furnace and they were standing around in the furnace. This lady just walked into a blazing car and just sat there, and then the car blew up. But with all of that said, I just realized that the only people not affected, the people that are, like this man say, those in the mental hospital, he said they forced their eyes open and they could see. And this is just a wonderful sight. Everybody should see the wonderful sight. But when certain people see the wonderful sight, they kill themselves. But he drew all these pictures on the way, because you know how I have some people, they They deal with certain things. They draw pictures. Well, this dude, he just takes a pencil and just like how we do in school. We just abstract pictures and just take our pencils and what I guess what and make drawings or whatever like that. That's what he did. Had a whole lot of pictures laying around, and he did. And while the lady was having the baby, the two ladies when he knew, the two ladies went to labor at the same time, and I knew right then and there when he came in there, he caused them to go into labor. And even though one was way far along than the other one, they had the babies at the same time. And he's sitting up there drawing, just doing this the whole time while they screaming, pushing them, having the baby, and everything. So he was so happy that he goes around there and she can't see the baby. He said she has such a beautiful baby. He saw the other baby, but so he said so he tried to take the babies, like taking a baby, and then the lady that let the guy in, she ended up seeing, and then she gets out of the bed, and the lady, cause before she convinced the lady of anything, she knew something was gonna happen to her. She said if anything happened to her, take care of her baby. And she insists until she agreed. Okay. So what she did, she got up, she walked to the window and looks out the window. And she just threw her body out of the window and went down. Like I guess there's so many windows stories up. She went down. So that's how she killed her. So the other lady, she stayed under that cover. She wasn't seeing anything. And so the guy was trying to take the baby from her. But so the other guy, after the other guy was killed everybody else except this one black guy, the one that he knocked out, who he thought was gone because the other guy that told her not to let him in, he took they fought a little bit a minute. And then he took a knife and stabbed him in the heart and killed him. So it was just the black guy, the lady, and the two newborn babies left. So while he trying to take the baby from her, he comes in and he shoots the guy. And the guy standing there like, the look on his face was like, I can't believe you shot me, look. Then, then he ended up dying, and then those two ended up raising those kids until they were 5 years old, both of them. And then they found it, how they be trying to see if they can get a signal. So they ended up getting the signal in. And so what it was, when the kids went, because they always got blindfold on when they leave the house. So when the kids, so she went outside and walked, she saw they had blindfolds on, but they heard the cars racing. These two cars was racing around, just like they drag racing. And that's what, they were drag racing. And so she realized there were people. So she went back and told him there were people driving, and they were driving like they did not have like they didn't have on blindfolds. So he went to see if he could get the signal. So he went to get the signal, so he get a signal. And they did their little, they gotta have their little love scene. So after the little love scene, the signal came through, and the guy come through and was telling him what's his name, this and this and that. He told him his name and all of that. And then he told him, "This is what you need to do. You need to go on the river, and you need to put blindfolds on. You go on the river. When you get that rough part, you're gonna have to see. You have to see." So while he was telling them the direction to get to where they were, the lady, she sensed that the people who aren't affected by, who enjoy, who for them the phenomenon is a joy to see, they also heard the signal. And so they came there, there was several of them. So the black guy ended up killing all of them. And as her and the kids ran away. And then somehow the black guy, he ended up seeing, and he ended up seeing it, and he looked. And the guy realized he saw. So he just stood there. And what he did was killed the guy. And then he put the gun under his chin. He killed himself. And that when the lady knew he was gone. So when the kids took off, she tell the kids, in the story that the story about put the blindfold on no matter what, never take the blindfold off. If they hear anything or like the birds or whatever, tell her, let her know this and that. No matter what happened, they never to take off their blindfold. And so the kids pretty much listened for her own daughter came to have a little issue because her and the guy got into an argument because they was giving the kids hope and she didn't like the fact that they was giving hope. So she had a problem and that's so she stopped and told him to go to their room. The little boy immediately went to the room, but her daughter wouldn't go. So she kept yelling at her and showing off at her, telling her to go to her room. Now the girl looking at her. And that would cause a problem in the end because she put that fear in her daughter. And so that will cause a problem once they get past this water rapids. But in the well anyway, her and the guy had an argument that what she said she giving the kids hopes up they'll never see. He knew one day for some reason he knew one day they would see. He didn't see it, but he knew one day the kids would see it. He was explaining this place to these kids and she had a problem and she said that they would never see it. So she did not let him finish the story. So she stopped the show. So with all of that done, he ended up dying. And then she ended up getting on that rapid, doing what they say to get to this particular place. And she did all of that. And she told, well, as they got to that rapid, the little girl had to take her. The little girl offered to see. And she said she'll choose, but the little boy was the other because she had to choose between letting her daughter see and possibly dying and the other lady's daughter. So she had to let her, since her daughter said, I'll do it. So her daughter ended up being the one to take the blindfold off and see. But when they got past the rapids and that, it was rough. The boat and everything turned way but under the water. Somehow, I guess because the little girl saw, she got to the shore first and she was ringing the bell so they wouldn't know where to come. And so she finally found a little boy in the water. And then she go on and then she hear the bell. So she followed the bell. And that when she got to the little girl sitting on the shore waiting. And then with all of that, man, once they got into all that, she fighting whatever this phenomenon is because they're trying to make her take her glasses, trying to make her take her blindfold off and she wouldn't take it off. And she just started fighting and stabbing and whatever. This lady done been in like 2 different fights and she lived through these fights. She was winning these fights. But she get thrown down and she be out for a while and then she come back. But the last time, this one, the little girl said mom was in trouble. She wanted to look for her mother. But as she looked for her mother come up and so she was gone. And she was upset with her. She got hard because she, little girl, walked with the little boy and they went like separate ways. And whatever this voice was talking to him was telling him what I guess they had her voice. Said, well, you can take your blindfold off. She said, so the little girl said, oh, I can take it off. No, little boy said, I can take it off. So he goes take it off and she told him, no, don't take it off. Because she can actually hear, she could actually hear the voices telling them to take, they can take it off and they thinking it's her. And she tell them, no, listen to me. Don't take it off. So the little boy ended up listening. But her daughter, they told her to take it off. So she started taking it off. And she wasn't listening to her mother. She was listening to the people. So when the little boy got to her, she said, she's afraid of you. She's afraid of you. You're like, she's like, oh. So she went and started telling a story, finishing the story that the guy was telling her before. And she apologized for stopping him from telling the story. She apologized for making her fear. And she just a talking. And the little girl finally listened to her mother and put it back on and went to her mother. And so that's how they got past all of that. And they finally got through the rapids and all of that. And they got to this house, knocking on the door, screaming, let me in. People don't know whether to let them in or not. She said, at least let my kids in. So they finally let her in, and they told her, um, I think when she finally got in, they told her, you can take the blindfolds off. Okay, she took her blindfolds off, the kid's blindfold off, and then she looked, and then she went back there to the blind guy. And then once they got past that front door, he called her on back. And she looked around and saw this big old sign that said, school for the blind. And she like, okay, everybody in that school is blind, but those that made it out of there, that who weren't blind, some of them were there because her teacher was, when she got there, her teacher was there. Her college professor, I think, was there. And he came in and she saw this beautiful paradise place of people enjoying themselves. And she saw her teacher was there. So now everybody was blind. And then she took them. I don't even know how those birds made it through that raft, and everybody got thrown out of the boat. But apparently that little girl held on to them birds. Because she would hold on to that little boy unless they had him on them somehow. But anyway, she let the birds out. She said she let it was this big old overhead place. It kind of reminded me of Hawaii. Because we went to Hawaii, we ate at this restaurant where a pizza cost $18. And this overhead had the birds everywhere, which was beautiful. So that's the kind of place this is, this big overhead paradise place. And she asked the little girl, so do she said, you want to let the birds go with their friends? And she said, yes. So they let the birds go, and the birds went up there into the little, I forgot what you call that, canopy overhead thing where all the rest of the birds were. And the deaf guy told her, he said, the birds are here to warn the sighted ones when those things come around. So in the end, I realized that those that can see, it affects them. I guess or whatever negative, I guess whatever unresolved issues are in their past or whatever. And those who are blind, they're not affected because you can't see it. And those that are considered mentally ill, with all the different whatever, it's a beautiful sight for them. I don't understand what makes it so beautiful for them. But it's a good, I mean, they just need bliss. It's like they get to live in the earth as it is in a joyous way without being judged by sleep people, I suppose, people that are judged or whatever. I guess you know what I mean. But anyway, that's what I got from the story. I was hearing so much about Blackbird that I say, because I'm watching different creator channels. And one, I think her name is Ashira. She decodes. So, and I'm also listening to other people's channel. I don't know if they decode, but they all do different things. And the things that I try to do, I really can't quite get it. But when I listen to her and how she decodes certain things, and she will say, watch Blackbird, and she will say, watch Beyonce Coachella from last year. There's another one I think she said, watch the end of the game in the world or something. I'm in the middle of watching Coachella. And believe me, some of the things that Beyonce say in that Coachella, I got it on its pitch full maturity so I can hear everything. I was like, God, I didn't know she cussed like that. But the thing that she was saying, it's the same thing that the lady said. She decoded what it meant, and I fully understood it. I said, oh, but she would say, do this, do that. When I went to decode, I particularly one of which she said I really couldn't see it. But what I did see was while I was, I guess, flying around in these YouTube streets, a video, not a video, a new song came up. These people, these young boys I never heard of. I don't forget who y'all are, but it's 9 of them. And the name of their song is Highway to Heaven. And in their song, it's like a 15-second song because the song don't come release, I think, the 29th. So I listened to it several times, but I couldn't catch all the words because I have like a mental block when it comes to certain lyrics. I just don't catch it. Somebody gotta say it, or I look at the words itself. Only way I can hear, because I never hear it, just never. And there's certain lines in it, I just never make it out. But the ones that I did make it out told me the whole meaning to the song. And I said, I decoded it. He says, when I was listening to the song, the first thing caught my attention was the fact that he said nigga. I said, huh? That the first, nigga with the G-A. That the first, and I took some notes on it because I know I wasn't going to know certain things. But, because I wasn't going to remember, because I wrote those lyrics down as I could have get it, but I couldn't get all the lyrics. But I guess the lyrics that I did get was the most important for me to see. Here you go, right here. To see how, I guess, in decoding. And the first line says, nigga wanna, and I couldn't catch the words after that. Then it says, then after those lyrics, those bars, words that I couldn't make out. And I listened to it like 10 times over and over and over again, and I could not make it out. Only thing I could make out was the first line, nigga wanna, and then I couldn't get anything after that. Then I pick up on now we fly to the sky. Then I couldn't catch nothing after that, and I listened several times. Then I caught, okay, that's something extra. That's something extra I wrote down here from something else. But anyway, the only thing on here is highway to heaven, never wanna, now we fly to the sky. So what I get from these 3 things as far as decoding it is these 9 boys are on a highway to heaven. And they wanna, and they need a nigga. I guess they have a nigga. Now we can fly to the sky. So that's what I got from that. It was like instant. It was instant. No, look after that. It was an instant knowing as far as me catching this. So these 9 boys is on a highway to heaven. And now they have a nigga who can fly to the sky. So they want to fly to the sky. So my understanding of that is they want to get to heaven. They want to get to the Creator, the source of all creation. So that's what I got from that. But anyway, that's it for this video. I just wanted to this video because since she was saying you need to watch this video, and I finally got Netflix and watched the video. And the fact that this song just came out of nowhere, notification to my MacBook. And I caught it like that. Got all my little notes. I take notes on, just jot down quick notes. Okay. Right here. I got this on the Dollar Tree. Just $1 for this, a whole bunch of notes in here. And I go out of here and I take my notes. Because I used to write, I got tablets I used to write in, but I do this. But anyway, that's it for this video. And I'll be back with another video. Bye.